back, everybody, to Mornings on Main Street. Now, look, today's Betty White Day. We will talk about the challenge for shelters that's going on across the country coming up at 7:30. But something, we love rescues on this show. I mean, the intern and I spend half of our time at the shelters, and how we have the Pet of the Week segments and everything. So this weekend, I started getting tagged in this post by a realtor in Nashville, and I'm going to let her explain it to you. Let's bring in Samantha Stephens to the show this morning. Samantha, I'm so honored you're on the show this morning. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you, Joe. Thanks for having me.
All right, so you have a kind of a paying it forward mission. For every closing this year, you're going to pay for an adoption for somebody. And I got to tell you, Samantha, this weekend I started getting tagged in these posts and everything, and I looked into it, and I love what you're doing. Why is this so important to you? Because you don't have to do this.
No, dogs have been, my poor husband will tell you, they are near and dear to my heart. Now, this is not specific to dogs. If you want to adopt a cat, a rabbit, I'm fine with that. Animals in general, dogs have just kind of always been a passion of mine. We have 5 of our own, and it's just really important to me that dogs that are in shelters, that we help the shelters kind of clear out and get them good homes.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. We're going to put your page up here in just a second. I saw the post, and then so you're paying it forward, and it's more of a gratitude thing, Samantha. Is that what I take away from it, that you're honored you're able to do this and help people get into a new home or whatever they're doing? And the fact of that is you just want to kind of pay it forward. And I love this.
I do. When I bought my house, it was just me and one of my dogs. And a big reason I wanted to buy a home, and a home with a big yard, was to be able to have more animals and rescue more. All of my dogs, with the exception of one, are rescue dogs. You can see a few of them behind me, one trying to get in my lap at the moment. So for me, like helping people get into homes, a lot of them, especially my younger generation, they're thinking, maybe equally about kids and their animals, their dogs. Getting to a home is really important to them, having a yard for their animals. So I love seeing that.
We got your page up here real quick. It says, yesterday was my first closing of 20. This was posted on this weekend. In honor of Betty White's 100th year, I'd like to sponsor an animal adoption for every closing this year through MAC, which we love, or the National Humane Association, which we love. And they do such great work, Samantha. And of course, you know this as well. The paying it forward part of this, did it just hit you immediately, or is it something you've been thinking about for a while? Because when things like this, the very altruistic way where you're giving back, it usually just hits me in the moment. How did it hit you?
I've been thinking about it for a while, a way, to connect the way I wanted to give back and how to reach a broader audience. And I've been very fortunate to have my business, get stronger and stronger over the last several years, and finally be in a position where I know that I can do this for other people. And this dog here, this one, trying to get in my lap, he's probably the biggest reason. He was our foster. We foster through MAC, which is an incredible program. If you can't adopt, please foster. It helps so much. He was a foster fail. He stayed with us for quite a while. Our kids fell in love with him. And, we can't really foster much now. We have 5 dogs and 2 kids and a lot going on. But we want to continue to give back in any way we can with MAC and National Humane and, any other shelter really that someone wants to have an animal from. But I'd say it hit me in the moment, but more it's just something I've always wanted to do. I'm just fortunate to finally be in a position where I know I can do it.
I think it's beautiful. And I love the fact that I got tagged in this weekend, because people are now really cognizant of what we do here at Mornings on Main Street. I love what you're doing as far as giving back that way. Quick real estate question for you. I know it's been so hot. Are we going to keep this hot streak? And I hope so for your sake, because the more you do, the more adoptions get paid for. We're going to see this hot streak into 2022?
Yeah, the trend is not going anywhere, especially with our city. Our city's so wonderful that the growth is just going to continue. All the new jobs coming, the commercial growth in and around Nashville. It's not just Nashville. Obviously, it's a lot of our amazing sister cities. So, our market's just going to stay strong. And the good news is your equity is going to continue to grow.
Fantastic. Now, do you hear from a lot of people, because we always saw people, people moving here left and right from California. You're on the front lines. Do you see that?
I will say a good portion of my buyers right now are out of state. A lot of them lovely Californians. Please don't give them a hard time. They're so worried about it. But yeah, a lot of people coming from out of state, and it's not, them necessarily escaping something, but really coming to something. And that says something beautiful about our city, that people are gravitating here to our culture.
Do you have a certain area you focus on in real estate, or are you just all over Middle Tennessee?
My listings have focused, a lot in Nashville proper. I live, a little bit to the north in Nashville, so a lot in Hendersonville and the north areas. But my buyers, I go wherever they want to go, and that is all over the place. I would say anywhere in an hour radius of the city, because a lot of them are coming with not a lot of knowledge of the state or the city, and they don't really know where they want to be until we drive around and see some cities. And, they all fall in love with something different. People really love Columbia. They love Spring Hill. They love Hendersonville and Gallatin. There's something to love about every city around us. So,
including Donaldson, don't forget.
My husband and I have volunteered to take over. We've been doing the announcements for the McGavock football team, and we hear you're an all-star, an ex-all-star at McGavock. Yeah. So maybe you'll have to join us in the booth one day.
Yes, I know your husband quite well. So I put the McGavock football helmet up today behind me for us. So to have you on here, so that's excellent. Real quick, name the 5 dogs.
Okay, we have Lambo. Sorry, Titans. I'm a big Green Bay fan. I still love our Titans. So we have Lambo, Little, Butter Bear here, who we just adopted, Big Joe, who is our 165-pound Mastiff, and Clyde, who's my old guy.
They climb in bed with you guys at night?
Big Joe and Butter tend to find their way up there. You wouldn't think a 170-pound dog could sneak into a bed, but he manages.
They do a good job. Oh, man. Yeah. Samantha Stephens, thank you. Again, I hope people reach out to you. I hope you have a wildly successful year, and the more homes we can find for these beautiful pets is a beautiful thing. Thank you for your time, Samantha. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, Samantha Stephens, agent, paying it forward in 2022, and a little insight on how the real estate market is doing there, because you read all these national things, and are these people really, this many people in California really moving here? And Samantha's telling us, yes, they are, and be nice, which we always tell people to be nice.